As you grow, you're going to learn how vital it is that you do what you want and that you move through the world in a way that is the optimal amount of selfish. What does this mean? This means putting your needs first and understanding what those needs are. A lot of people do not understand what it's like to know yourself and to be selfish in the right way. Being selfish in the right way results in actually giving to other people more or having more resources to give to people in the end, because you have put your own interests first and your own talents and skills and abilities first, and you're not doing what other people want you to do because they have fears for what is possible or not possible. So you have to understand that your vision of life is up to you. So deconditioning yourself from fear is a personal job, and it's not something that everyone else has done. So people will tell you in life, don't do this, that's too risky, don't do that, it's not going to end well for you, look what happened to this individual. It's all fear-based mentality that should be avoided. So avoid fear at all costs, because fear never produces, it only destroys. Think about that. Fear never actually creates anything except more fear. So it's a dead end. It's a sinkhole. Same thing with negativity of all kinds. Ask me about this, because I have had to really understand on a deep level the power of the mind and how negative thinking actually creates a very negative momentum of events. And I've seen this to be true in both senses of the term, both in a negative way and in positive ways as well. Like when I adopt positivity and when I stick to positivity and when I do not let myself think of the impossible, but I let myself think of what's possible, which is everything, then all of a sudden my life is beautiful, and I know that I have produced that. I know that I have manifested that. So listen to yourself. Don't listen to anybody else. Nobody else is you. Nobody has to live in your body for the next 80 years. Nobody has to live in your mind. Like, be a good individual. I'd say this: instead of being a nice person, learn how to be a good person. There's a difference. You do not have to be nice in any way that is uncomfortable for you, but you will naturally want to be nice and loving when you are happy. And the majority of people are not happy because everybody's comparing themselves to everybody else. We live in such a fickle world. You know, I want you guys to learn how to use the fickle world to your advantage instead of being on the other side of it, instead of comparing yourself to people or being stuck in you know, just like the negative aspects of the world we live in today. No, I want you to learn how to dominate. I want you to learn how to create content that actually produces beautiful outcomes for yourself and others. You know, and I want you to have no fear. I want you to get online. I want you to speak out. I want you to start a business. And I'm like giving you my motivation because this is something that I needed somebody to tell me for so long. I needed someone to sit me down and be like, hey, Seema, girl, you got it. You just need to like do it up more. You just need to understand that you already have it, and you just need to move with that clarity and that confidence. I did not have anybody to tell me that. So I'm telling it to you. And I want you to listen to me when I say that there is nothing to be afraid of in this life. We all go to the same place. And there's simultaneously no negativity that you ever need to hold on to, because we are all on our path and it's individual. So if you think somebody has done something to you, or if you are unhappy with the outcome of a certain situation, get over it. Learn how to get over things, because this is how you can get on with your life and start actually like being happy. Don't you want to be happy? Right? So learn how to get over things. It's a skill to learn how to let things go. Actually, I would argue that that's what healing is. That's like the whole fulcrum of healing, is letting go. Letting go of what you thought you needed. Letting go of who you thought you needed. Letting go of other people's opinions that you thought you needed. Letting go of your old identity that kept you in paradigms of fear and lack and negativity and impossibility. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. Starting today, listening to this, we're not doing that anymore. And I want you to understand this in such a way that it changes the way you move through the world. Feel what I'm telling you. understand that we don't come across each other by accident. Like, we don't just meet people by accident. We don't come across YouTubers by accident. You know, everything is very much so aligned with our current vibration. So you will attract in all of the stuff you need to hear, and all of the experiences you need to experience based on what you need, what your vibration holds. And the soul will attract experiences that it needs. These experiences may not always be pleasant. They may not always be a walk in the park. They may not always be fun or exciting. They may be very tough, right, for your growth. But ultimately, growth has to happen one way or another. So if you are not growing on your own, and if you're not spiritually developing or evolving, the universe will. You are the universe. Your soul will attract in circumstances to you that prompt that growth, that catalyze that growth, that spark that growth. It's not comfortable. That's the beauty of life, discomfort. Let's see how far we can evolve, you know? And again, like, people like comfort. People do not want to, you know, change. Like, I understand that. There's a time for comfort. The time for comfort is when you achieve maximum personal success and maximum inner growth. And when you develop on a soul level as much as you can. That is when you can have comfort, right? And the comfort does come, and the comfort is spiritual in nature. It's lasting in nature. It's permanent, right? It's not based on some false identity. It's not based on someone else's conditioning. It's freedom. It's living a very free life, right? This is what freedom is, inherently understanding who you are and crafting your own identity. A lot of people are not free, and freedom is mental. Freedom happens in the mind. So take what I'm telling you. Do the scary thing. If you don't know what you want to do, or if you're watching this thinking like, Seema, I have no ambition. Like, I just compare myself all day. To change your habits. Change your habits, because your habits create your life. What kind of life do you want? Like, think about that. Think about it. What do you want? Write it down. I want a life where I get to wake up and look at grass and the sun. And I want to wake up whenever I want. And I want my own business. I want to start a YouTube channel where I can tell people about my story. Like, whatever it is that you want, okay? I'm just giving you my sauce. So think about that. And another thing, you're going to come across a lot of challenges in life. God will send you challenges. Universe, God will send you challenges constantly for your up-leveling, right? And he will test you. Why? Because tests are amazing. Tests are gifts. Tests actually propel us to the next level, because once we pass them, we don't have to go back. We don't have to go back. And I'm talking in terms of spiritual evolution, which sparks all types of other evolution: mental evolution, emotional evolution, maturity of the individual, financial evolution, etc. Right? So once we evolve past a certain level spiritually, we don't have to go back. The soul is grown in that regard. And so why tests come is because after a certain level of expending, how to explain it? After we expend the time duration, or the, let's say, evolution duration of the current space that we're at, right, spiritually speaking, what happens is we attract in situations that cause us to grow. And these situations that cause us to grow are tests. So God will send you tests to, not to test you so you fail, but to test you so you pass. Right? Not to see if you're ready for the next level, but to get you to the next level. This is the point of a test, okay? So understand this. So Seema, what kind of tests are there? I'll give you some examples. You can have tests in all kinds of ways. You can have business failure. You can have people betraying you. You can have money failure. You can have, loss in certain ways. You can have heartbreak. Like, all of these things are tests, right? Health issues, right? Because you are meant to grow. Growth is the goal. Write it down. Growth equals goal. Like, the goal of life is not comfort. And I'm so sorry if you have been deluded by the system into thinking that a comfort is the point of life. Because it is comfortable to sit and scroll. It is comfortable to compare yourself to people. It is comfortable to stay back in your comfort zone where you've been. Literally, that's why it's called the comfort zone. So what are you doing? Where are you going if you are just sitting back, like you're not doing anything? So, and ultimately the point of life is evolution, literally. And we know this, right? So understand what I'm telling you in the sense that, you know, challenge yourself and see what you want and challenge yourself to grow. There is also so much cancel culture out there on the internet, and this is purposeful. It is meant to stay active, this cancel culture, so that the vibration of people can be lowered. So every time you open a TikTok video, it's filled with negative comments saying cap, source, trust me bro, you know what I mean, or cringe, or like what are they doing. Like all of these comments are meant to discourage people and meant to discourage the spirit, right, from expression. This is so dangerous, and it's so important that you guys know this, okay? Because when you actually believe these words that actually don't mean anything, they don't mean anything. Negativity has no value. It's invaluable. Like it has a 0-point value. So when you believe it, right, it's a part of MKU, and I'm not going to get into that. You can research that if you don't know what that is. But it's a part of societal programming that seeks to keep the vibration of people very low. Instead, let's say the comments were like, good job, or keep going, or you're amazing. Somebody's spirit would be uplifted from that, right? So that has value, right? Because it is inherent to the progression of consciousness. It is important for the progression of people's individual souls. It is in line with God's mind. God's mind is always encouraging. God's mind will never say cap. Like God's mind will never say, oh, that's cringe. God does not think that way. So discern with your intelligence, guys, with your superhuman intelligence. Discern what is being spoken and who it's being spoken from, right? And what the source is of certain information. And move through the world with your blinders up and your your attention acute, because it is imperative that we are spiritually aware so that we can be aware of everything else. Like everything is energy, and negativity and things that I was just speaking to one of my friends who is an influencer, and she has a platform, and she got into something a few years ago where she was canceled by the whole internet, like a few years ago, and she became very suicidal, and she eventually found God and moved past the situation, and it helped her grow. It actually made her grow. But you have to understand that hate can drive people towards such a low point, such that they want to take their life. And life is the most precious resource we have. Time here on this realm is the most precious resource we have. Not even a minute should be wasted on a negative thought. Not even a minute should be wasted. Okay? And people are attempting to take their lives. Ask me about this. When I was younger, at approximately like 15 years old, I tried to take my life because I had no idea who I was. I did not know about God. I did not know anything. I was young, I was unknowledgeable, and I was depressed. And I had nobody to talk to about it. I had no close, deep friends or relationships. I couldn't trust anybody around me. And I was 15 years old, and it is so important that young people know what is real and what is not real. Negativity, whether it's in your own mind or coming from someone else's mind, has no value. Write that down. Because I want people to know who they are. I want people to know who they are. Your consciousness is infinite. You don't even understand what your mind is. You're just governed by it. So just chill out, take a step back, and realize that you don't even know who you are, which is amazing. Because that means you have no idea of the potential that you carry. So what do? Well, you seek to explore it. You seek to explore that potential. And if I had known that at 15, right, I would not have tried to do dangerous things to myself. I would not have been so depressed. So this stuff is gold. This stuff is important. This video should be watched by every single individual in the world, because people need to understand what depression is also, by the way. And I made a Twitter post about this. Depression is you trying to call yourself back to you. It is you trying to call yourself home. It is you alerting to yourself that, hey, something is wrong within me. My inner environment is not peaceful. It's not happy. Right? And so instead of going to therapy for it, which could help, but let's try to solve the problem individually first to see if we even need therapy. Instead of going on medication, you therapize yourself. You self-medicate by doing the difficult thing and going within. No one else is going to tell you this, guys. You do the difficult thing and you go within and you sit with yourself and say, what do I need? Who am I? What do I need? What is causing me to think this way? What within my environment is triggering me like this? Let me just take a huge step back from people, from environments, from situations, from my daily habits, from everything, and let me analyze, let me examine what is going on within me. It's very, very important, okay? Like, geez, okay, so, yeah. So, anything else? I want people to be happy. I want people to be free. That is why I'm here. And, you know, it is important to me that people understand the spiritual nature of all things. Again, take courage. Take courage. Take love. Do not take fear. It has no value. Do not take negativity. It has no value. See all things the way God sees them. Oh my gosh, I have been born in an age where we have vehicles to transport us anywhere we want. We have the ability to make money while we sleep. We have the ability to reach people. It has never been easier to live your purpose. We have the ability to reach people just by filming a video. Please, guys, take advantage, okay? So, I love you guys so much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you would like to book a call with me, I do have one-on-one calls that have just restarted again with the new year. You can book me down below. I also do have a 10-week program. This is my Abundance Accelerator Retainer, in which I work with you one-on-one to get your business started, to get your personal brand started, if that is what you want. Or if you don't know what you want to do in your career yet, we can talk about it, and I can help you through that as well. So thank you guys so much for attending. I also do have readings that are active. You can book me down below for a personal reading as well. I will read through your entire life and give you the synopsis of what you need. I love you guys very much. I'm here for you. Thank you for being here, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.